I'm going to stop just saying shit and give y'all the example so then maybe you could understand where I'm coming from. So, I love genealogy, right? For those who don't know, genealogy is simply another word for family history. So, along my family history journey, of course, the first two people I was going to ask questions to was my parents, not knowing that my mom purposely does not like the men in this family, in my opinion. No, circle in my opinion. And I'm going off of her actions. So at the end of the day, nobody knows anything about my mom's father except for his name, which who knows if that's even a real name, the name that she gives for him. So at the end of the day, it's automatic disrespect and disregard starting with my mom's father. Then who's next after her father? My father, my mom's husband. Then who's next after my father now that he just passed away? Me. So when my siblings, my nieces and nephews, my cousins, when y'all don't know what the fuck is going on, this is why you always get met with aggression from me, because you don't know what my mama be doing when you're not around, because you don't live in this fucking house. So her thing is disrespect the men of the family. To my mom, men are just workers. Just like she had us out there doing the yard, me and my brother the other day, slaving, doing all that work. And I told him, I'm like, hey, I charge her. I don't know if you just being a good son or not, but I'm definitely going to ask for the money after this. So at the end of the day, yeah, no, I'm more than just a worker. But unfortunately, my mama don't see me as more than a worker. And she worked my father to death. She ain't about to work me to death. Because she's not factoring in the difference in personalities. My father just liked to do work. So you didn't have to tell him to do the work for him to get out there and do the work. But for me, it's like, nah, I got other shit to do. My mom tends to forget I actually have a life. Where it's like, oh, just stop everything you're doing to do some work for me. Where it's like, oh, no, no, no. Especially no, 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 when I'm not your favorite. Let one of your favorites do the work. So, yeah. I kind of just went off into some rant, but it actually relates to what I'm saying. So it's just like, yeah, but my sisters have never had to do any cutting of the grass, any taking out the trash, any kind of thing that were resemblance of labor. They never had to do. That's why it's like all y'all do is run y'all fucking mouths to me. If that counts as a job, yeah, I guess. But besides that, they've never done any house chores, any like, oh, you are on punishment, you got to do this since you're on punishment. No shit like ever. That's why it's like, I can't even believe y'all even talking. Don't say nothing because you ain't never done nothing that's worth anything. It's worth writing home about. So that's the thing. And I just got into this because I was just saying how I don't think men should just leave everything to their wife when they pass away. And my mom wanted to have her little debate when it's like, mama, like just look at pictures. I use pictures as an example because my mama is not someone who keeps up with pictures and shit, right? She'll lose a picture. She'll destroy a picture. You can't trust her with pictures. So I like, see, we ain't even got too many pictures of your mama. And she like, we got a picture of my mama. Of course, she go talk about the one fucking picture that's in the library that really came from me. She wouldn't even have that one if it wasn't for me. But I'm like, okay, but you have two parents. What? We don't even have one picture of her father. But she'll just act like she only had one parent, even though we all know it takes two people to have a baby. That's how far my mama would go with insulting my intelligence, where it's like, don't even think about my father. Just focus on my mama. When it's like, both of them are passed away. You should have focus on both of them equally. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's just like, the men will be important for me because the men was important for me growing up. I have father figures outside of my father. My uncle Reggie, Mr. Marks, um, my cousin Harold, my cousin Washington. I had my male influences, father figures throughout my, and still have them right now. So my mama, that shit wasn't gonna work on me. Where it's like, oh, only females matter. Only females are important. If you're a guy, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna amount to shit. You ain't gonna be shit. It's a fucked up mentality, and most black women have that mentality. You a lie if you say they don't. Cause out of every, I say I like so many different races and I like so many different flavors, but it don't change the fact that here in Detroit, it's predominantly black women. So you ain't gonna tell me nothing about black women when that's all I get to deal with on a daily basis for the most part. Because it's hard to actually talk to a Chinese chick, a Japanese chick, a different culture, a different race, a different ethnicity. You're gonna have to put in a lot more work to fight against the stereotypes that they already have out on black people and still create new ones daily.